So this lockdown, I decided I didn't have enough dorky hobbies, so I decided to get a microscope. This is a stereo microscope, and it has the advantage that you don't have to muck around making slides and that sort of stuff. You can just chuck anything you want under there and look at it in 3D, which is kind of cool. And to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect. For instance, I knew that you'd be able to watch live bugs going about their daily business, which would be kind of fascinating, but would it also be kind of gross as well? Anyway, I made a rule that I wouldn't be testing things that could potentially gross me out. Like tap water, I don't want to know what's in it because I have to drink that stuff. And one of the first things I looked at was this plant behind me here. It's out here because it's not doing so well in the bathroom. But when I chucked the leaf under the microscope, you could see all these exoskeletons, and I was, what the hell is that? And then I found out it was a microscopic aphid. They don't get any bigger than microscopic, so there's no way I would ever have known that it had them. And there were these little scale insects too. It's like so much for not being grossed out. So anyway, I decided to see if alcohol would kill them, and sure enough, I mean, this is real time, by the way, they just kind of go black, but hey, it works. And to give you a sense of scale, this is a ruler, and the widest it's 2 millimeters, and if I magnify it, it's 1 millimeter wide. And I heard that salt was really good to look at too, and it had this fancy molten salt flakes, which looked like a city of pyramids, and I sort of added some water to it and watched it dissolve over time, which is really cool. And then on a walk I came across one of those furry bushes with the silvery furry leaves and had a look at that. Then I had a vase with some manky water in the bottom, and I thought there's bound to be microbes in there, and I wasn't disappointed. These things are called paramecium, I don't know the plural. They're single-celled organisms, and their job is to decay vegetable material. It has a little indent in the side, which is where its mouth is, and you can see the food it's eaten as tiny bubbles inside. And it swims around using tiny hairs. And these things are fast. They could travel from your toe to your head in an hour, which is kind of like a human swimming at about 50 kilometers an hour. So they're fast, but they don't actually swim in a straight line. They've got this crazy thing they do. They kind of spiral along. When they bump into something, they sort of reverse and then sort of go off in a slightly different direction, which is amazing for something that doesn't have a brain or any kind of neurons involved. It's a single-celled organism. The parameciums are kind of like a fruit fly to geneticists, or the white lab rat. They're one of those organisms that's well known and used in a lot of experiments. In fact, you can actually buy, seriously, you can actually buy live cultures of these things. And then I found myself a spider, which was kind of interesting. It was a bit too, it was only 5 millimeters long, but it was a bit too big for the microscope, so you can only see bits of it at a time. And when I came back in the morning, it had molted, and you can kind of see here the molted exoskeleton and the actual leg, and on both of them you can see the little pinches at the end of its feet. And then I found a millipede, which immediately curled itself into a spiral, as they do. And I managed to get some slightly horrifying footage of all its feet curled up in the middle. Anyway, that's kind of it. So don't forget to hit like or subscribe. Nah, just kidding. I don't care if you do or not. I'm just doing this for fun. But yeah, hopefully I have some more videos soon, and I'll see you then.